The worth you hold in the eyes of others is not measured by material success, status, or accomplishments. Rather, it is the subtle, often intangible qualities of your character that leave a lasting imprint on those around you. People may not always vocalize their admiration, but these traits stand out, shaping the way you are perceived and valued. One of the most compelling spiritual qualities that elevate your worth is the quiet wisdom you carry. Wisdom, unlike knowledge, comes from experience, from having lived through trials and finding meaning within them. It is not just about having the answers, but knowing how to live with the questions. Those who encounter you can sense that your understanding of life isn't theoretical. It's practical and rooted in experience. When people are lost or facing struggles, they instinctively gravitate toward those who have faced their own battles and emerged with insight. This is why your worth rises in their eyes, not because you flaunt your knowledge, but because you embody it. In times of crisis, people don't seek textbook answers. They seek someone who has walked the path they are on, and you are that person. Another quality that sets you apart is your ability to maintain a warrior-like peace in the midst of chaos. Life, with all its unpredictability, often feels like a storm, and many are swept away by its force. Yet you stand firm, not because you are impervious to fear or pain, but because you understand that challenges are part of the journey. This doesn't mean you don't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, of course you do, but you refuse to be crushed by it. You've learned that fear is not something to avoid, but something to face, and in doing so, you project a calm that others find both mystifying and admirable. It's not that your life is easier or less complicated than anyone else's. It's that you've cultivated an attitude that allows you to navigate difficulties without being consumed by them. This calm resilience is rare, and it's precisely why others are drawn to you. They may not express it, but they secretly envy your strength and poise, even as you continue to fight your own battles. Your ability to travel through life without being weighed down by the past is another quality that elevates your worth. Many people carry with them the heavy baggage of regrets, resentment, and unresolved issues, allowing these to define their present and future. But not you. You've learned the art of traveling light, unburdened by what you cannot change. This doesn't mean you forget your past or dismiss its lessons, but you don't allow it to anchor you in place. You understand that holding on to bitterness only serves to poison your own spirit, and so you let go. This simplicity, this ability to live with minimal emotional clutter, is something others admire about you, even if they don't fully comprehend it. They see in you a freedom they crave, a lightness of being that makes life seem less burdensome. Equally admirable is your refusal to judge even when you are judged. In a world where people are quick to point fingers, often to deflect attention from their own flaws, you remain steadfast in your compassion. You understand that everyone carries their own pain, their own struggles, and that often, the harshest critics are those who are hurting the most. Instead of responding with judgment, you offer understanding. You refuse to be pulled into the cycle of condemnation and negativity. This doesn't mean you are passive or that you accept harmful behavior, but you approach others with a deep sense of empathy, knowing that judgment only perpetuates suffering. It takes strength to resist the urge to lash out when attacked, and it is this strength that others admire, even if they don't acknowledge it. Your ability to listen without condemning, to offer kindness in the face of cruelty, sets you apart in a world that often thrives on divisiveness. Another quality that elevates your worth is the inner peace you've cultivated, a peace that others find both perplexing and inspiring. In a world that often equates busyness with worthiness, you have chosen a different path. Your life may seem quiet, even uneventful, to those caught up in the constant chase for success or excitement. But what they fail to see is that your peace is a result of deep inner work. You have learned that true happiness is not found in external achievements or fleeting pleasures, but in the ability to be content with yourself, regardless of what is happening around you. Others may not fully understand your tranquility, but they feel its impact. It creates a sense of safety, of calm, that is rare and precious in a world full of noise. People may not say it outright, but they value your presence because it brings them a sense of serenity that they struggle to find elsewhere. Detachment is another spiritual quality that heightens your worth in the eyes of others. You have come to realize that clinging too tightly to things, people, or situations only leads to suffering. Life is in a constant state of flux, and trying to hold on to what is destined to change is an exercise in futility. You've learned to love without attachment, to care without possessing, and to give without expecting anything in return. This doesn't mean you are indifferent or detached from life itself, but rather that you have a healthy understanding of the impermanence of all things. This lesson is one of the hardest for people to grasp, and that's why they admire you. Your ability to let go, to flow with the changes of life, makes you resilient and adaptable, qualities that are highly valued, especially by those who struggle with the constant fear of loss. One of the most underrated yet powerful spiritual qualities you possess is your kindness. You take the time to be kind, not because you expect anything in return, but because you understand the power of kindness to heal and uplift. This is not a superficial niceness, but a deep, authentic kindness that comes from a place of love and compassion. It's easy to be cynical in a world that often feels harsh and uncaring, but you choose kindness as your default setting. People may not always thank you for it, but they notice, and your kindness elevates you in their eyes. You become someone they can rely on, someone who brings light into their lives simply by being present. Finally, your worth is elevated because you know, deep down, that you are enough. This sense of self-worth is not arrogant or self-centered. It is rooted in a deep understanding of your intrinsic value as a human being. You don't need external validation to know that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. This quiet confidence is something others admire, even if they don't fully understand it. Many people go through life feeling inadequate, constantly comparing themselves to others and striving for some elusive sense of worthiness. But not you. You know that your worth is inherent, that it doesn't depend on what you achieve or how others perceive you. This confidence in your own value allows you to move through life with grace and ease, and others can't help but notice. In the end, it's not the grand gestures or the loud proclamations that make you valuable in the eyes of others. It's the quiet, spiritual qualities that you embody every day. These qualities may go unnoticed by many, but they leave a lasting impression on those who are paying attention. You are admired not because you seek admiration, but because of who you are at your core. And that, more than anything, is what elevates your worth in the eyes of others. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you're still with me, please leave a comment on what you learned or what you would like to add. I would appreciate it. As always, wishing you a beautiful day.